It's time to stop measuring tactics and start measuring success. Hi, Sonjoy Ganguly, and I want to welcome you back to episode 6 of Adventures in B2B Marketing. In this episode, we're going to talk about measurement, and more importantly, the metrics that really matter. As a marketer, analytics are a part of your everyday life. And in the digital world, they're attached to everything we do. Click-through rates, page views, time spent, these are all things that we're using to evaluate our efforts. But it really all boils down to the metrics that we can sum up in 3 letters, ROI. That's right, return on investment. We talk about that all the time. But how are we measuring that? Are our efforts really paying off? Is that display campaign really worth the money we're spending? Is that content syndication program really generating value? What values are our white papers delivering? As a marketer, you just have to know these things. But like most marketers, you probably have to answer to someone higher above you. Your CEOs and your CMOs and your CROs, they don't care about click-through rates or page views. Those things mean little to them. What they care about is pipeline, velocity, conversions, and ultimately revenue. Bottom line, it's all about the ROI. Is marketing generating revenue for the company? And how are you going to demonstrate that? Let's break it down. So when we first started out, we were talking about metrics like clicks and impressions. What we found out very quickly is that clicks don't tell us that much. Research has shown that 8% of internet users account for 85% of clicks. Now, who's driving those clicks? Right? 8% of internet users? And often the case, clicks are actually as a result of fraud or even just errors. So what does that mean? Does that mean that digital ads are disappearing? I don't think that's the case. A ComScore study indicated that there were more than 5.3 trillion ads displayed to US users in 2013. And in the ensuing years, that number's only grown exponentially. The typical internet user is now served more than 2,000 ads in a month. And sadly, what gets us excited are click-through rates that are around 0.08%. We're jumping up about a number like that. What should we be measuring instead, and how should we be measuring it? First of all, both your content and your ads should be targeted. Your goal is to reach the right individuals, not inventory. And with rich data that's powering your campaigns, you're going to get your message in front of the prospects who are actively researching your products and solutions like you. At the most basic level, you need analytics that will tell you whether you were in fact reaching the people you intended to. So what about engagement? Engagement is all about how effective your message is at getting the attention of your target accounts. There are many different ways of measuring engagement, and you should focus on the engagement metrics that can help you attribute to performance. Metrics like exposure and site traffic are great measures of engagement and attribution that help you measure the success of not just whether you're reaching your target accounts, but how effectively you're interacting with them. Now let's talk about content marketing. You should absolutely be using your site and providing a robust resource center where prospects can download relevant content in exchange for contact information. But the real savvy marketers will take this approach to the next level with content syndication. Content syndication is next generation lead generation. It provides relevant and useful content which appears at a prospect's fingertips exactly at the right time. This also provides us with another layer of engagement. Now you know exactly who's engaging with your campaigns, you know who's downloading your content, and the ability to measure this at the account level will give you a clear path cutting through your pipeline. What you're starting to see is not a marketing qualified lead, but a marketing qualified account. Every buying committee is comprised of multiple individuals, and you want to be able to reach them all. So when you start to see multiple individuals from a single account appear in your pipeline, you can start to assume that that account is more ready for a sales conversation. But now let's talk about pipeline and conversions. These are the metrics that really can attribute to performance. So as we think about opportunities, pipeline, and revenue, these are the top measures of performance that we can really take to the bank. And because revenue isn't always instant, especially based on your sales and revenue cycles, these metrics actually can take time to generate, which is why we focus on the engagement metrics first, which we can later attribute to metrics like opportunity size, pipeline, and revenue. So let's wrap things up. Legacy metrics measure tactics. They might help you make small decisions about your campaign and allow you to steer it down a more successful path. But for your C-level executives, those tactics in isolation don't mean much. Everything, and I mean everything, should be measured by accounts. It's the only way you're going to prove ROI to your C-level suite. And that's it for today. Thanks for joining us for the 6th episode of Adventures of B2B Marketing. Make sure you come back next month in our next episode where we're going to talk about using a multi-channel approach to drive your marketing performance. See you there.